I'm going to ask that right away. How do you think about Hansen tonight?
How you think about him? Think he played good?
Say no more. I don't know how to say it.
No, say more.
No, he played good, man. He played great, actually. I just thought he found a good rhythm out there. The pace of it, the tempo of it was good for him. He started to kind of see, how the game kind of matured. It helped him out. But he played good, man. Obviously, he made some spectacular plays that I'm sure we'll be seeing again tonight on TV. But he was good. He was really good all over the place. I thought, his rim protection was high level. A lot of block shots. He was in some better spots defensively in the game as well. But, yeah, thought he was good.
Has he been that good behind the scenes, like that impactful in training camp?
He's had some moments. He's had some moments in camp where he showed some flashes, but not, the whole practice or, but he's had some moments where you're just like, wow, he's not supposed to be doing that at that size,
Is there a part of you that was, relieved or happy just after, his debut went the way it did to see him rebound?
Well, look, as I told y'all the other night, I felt bad for him in the first game. I know he just wanted to play so well, and we all wanted him to. And so to see him come out the very next game and play so much better, and he looked so much more comfortable, it makes you happy, because he works his butt off, man, and he's trying to please all of us, and he's hearing a million different voices, and most he can't even understand. We're talking too fast for him. But I was super proud of him tonight.
John Hansen had, obviously, the second half, but Shaedon did as well. That first half was so disjointed with that many fouls. What was kind of your message to those guys as far as the adjustment and how to attack that second half?
Well, look, I just didn't think we came out with our mentality. We were playing kind of slow, and granted, so many foul calls, it was tough to run. But I just didn't think, we pressured like we usually like to. And when you don't pressure, you just don't play fair. I just didn't think it was us. It took us too long to get into it. And so at halftime, I just reminded them what we wanted to get done in the game, and the second half will present an opportunity where we can get a do-over, if you will. And thought we did a great job with that. I really did. We start the half with 6 straight stops, I think a 10 or 11-0 run. And, we kind of turned the tide a little bit. And that was what we wanted to do earlier.
Did you have anything specifically for Shaedon?
Well, I just wanted Shaedon to be aggressive. I thought at the start, he wasn't attacking. He was coming off a pick and roll sometimes going east and west, and that's never good for Shaedon, especially when they're playing and retreating at the level. That lets me know off the top that he's not aggressive, and he shouldn't spend any time on the court not being that, because we need him to be that, and he's really good at it. So I just told him, you got to pick it up, man. You got to pick it up, and he did that.
Was there anything going on with Tumani to not play in the second half, or you just saw
that? Yeah, he was a little sore, a little soreness in his knee.
Like you mentioned, it's obviously very physical inside, a lot of early fouls. What's the lesson that you think those two centers can learn from this game, dealing with very physical games, opponents, things like that?
Yeah, I think both DC and Hansen. This is the preseason, so you're starting to get used to how the referees are calling games, and obviously when you're in training camp, it's so physical a lot of times. We don't call these fouls in practice, so there's an adjustment that needs to happen, when you actually start playing the game, because I want our guys to be physical at all times. And so now that they're seeing how they're calling it, they'll start to kind of make those adjustments.
We haven't seen it much, but you've gone small both games. Is that something you guys can do every night?
Yeah, I like it. I like going small. That'll be a big part of our season. We have the length to do it if we can just rebound. I thought we did a pretty good job when we had the chances tonight to do that. I think Denny can guard up and guard big. Tumani can as well. So, yeah.
When Hansen made his first free throw, there is a young Hansen Jiayo, and that means let's go Hansen in the stands, and there are 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know when Hansen just scored 10-something points in a row, there are thousands of millions of people out there in China doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So learning that, does that give you a little bit more confidence knowing that the whole nation just standing right behind you guys and rooting for you? Does that give you more confidence about Hansen and his future in this team?
Yeah, I mean, my confidence in him has nothing to do with where he's from. He's just a fantastic young player, and by the way, getting him, we've added a couple new fans, and we're all happy about that, and we understand and we know that, they want him to be the biggest star in the NBA, I'm sure, but so does everybody else's people on the team. So we're excited, we're here to develop him and help him along the way.
Coach, a little bit of a different situation, but how did you like the way you guys were able to finish out the game tonight compared to the way it went in Golden State?
Yeah, I thought we did a much better job of finishing it out. It got a little tricky there, at the end. The one thing I was able to do more today is just sub. Those guys got so tired, and in Golden State we didn't have any subs, and I didn't want to put obviously our guys back in there. So today, kind of just going back and forth with Chris and City, and played Blake a little bit further into the fourth, gave us a little help.